Well, welcome back to another episode of Q-Tips, the special feature from the Videostore Junkies, where we tell you what to watch on streaming because we are controlling like that. No, just kidding. We try to save you from skipping around through hundreds and hundreds of options across all of your favorite streaming services by recommending 6 or 7 or 8 or however many films we decide to, just to maybe give you some ideas on what to watch this weekend. So let's jump right in. I think I'm going to start because I have one that I'm really excited about. For a lot of people, this will seem like a shoo-in, and honestly, it would have seemed like a no-brainer to me if you had told me before. But I'm talking about 1988's animated, now classic Akira. Now, this is a film I had seen when I was younger. I had seen it as, a teenager in my formative years. I remember it being a great film. I even had like an Akira t-shirt. It was cool. I rewatched this like literally last night for the first time in like 20 years, and I was blown away by how good this film is. For some reason, I just don't remember it being, maybe it's my age, I don't know. But for those of you who don't know, well, I can't really explain the plot of Akira, but if you imagine X-Men only really sad and really depressing, and that's what you get. It's basically X-Men and Blade Runner. It's about kids with powers, only unlike X-Men, they can't control those powers, and there are horrifying results. So this is a film a lot of people might dismiss if you don't like animation, if you're not into anime. I know that that's not for everyone. Honestly, I'm not a huge anime fan, but I would say if you are a film fan, even if you're not an anime fan, check this one out. It is still one of the most impressive feats of art that I think came out of the 80s. I think it's still, the animation is still incredible. The story is still incredible. There's a lot to love about this film. So yeah, that's my pick. It's playing on Hulu right now and Funimation. Although if you have Funimation, you probably watch this film every week. But it's also, I should point out, you can get a subbed version or a dubbed version. So if you don't like reading subtitles, obviously you can watch it in the original Japanese, or you can watch the dubbed version in English. So I think I'm going to throw it over to our brand new social media manager, Renee. Renee, what do you got for us this week?
You're terrible.
I am. I also should have mentioned at the top that I'm joined by Renee and Paul today, as usual, but I didn't.
But
now I just did.
Today.
So there you go.
So my pick for everyone is a Netflix pick. It is a teen comedy horror, and it is The Babysitter. It is a 2017 film directed by Mick G, starring Samara Weaving and Judah Lewis. 12-year-old Cole, he stays up past his bedtime to spy on his babysitter, see what they get up to after the kids go to bed. And she's in a cult. So, things get a little crazy. And I had a lot of fun with this one. It has all of the tropiness that you would expect from a teen horror movie, but it has a really good balance of comedy and horror. And I just had a really good time watching it. And
I remember when that premiered, I sat down to watch it. I was like, I'll probably watch this for like 10 or 15 minutes and then turn it off because it sounds silly. And, McG has kind of a checkered history. Watched the whole thing straight through. Loved it. Great movie.
Yeah.
Second that.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'll circle back and second your notion for Akira.
Oh, yeah, I'll chime in on Akira as well.
That one. What's that, Paul? I'm sorry.
I said I'm chiming in on Akira as well. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. I haven't seen it in a million years, but it's very distinctive.
I totally forgot this, but it's a film so ahead of its time. We are literally just catching up with it because it predicted the 2020 Olympics being in Tokyo.
Oh, geez. Yeah. So, that's a lot.
Well, or not being.
Yeah, not in Tokyo.
Well, I mean, technically, it takes place in 2019 when they were prepping for the Olympics. So technically, it still would have been accurate. So.
That's true. Yeah.
So how about you, Paul? What's your pick?
Well, let me tell you a little story. It was late 70s, and Roger Corman, B-movie mogul, I guess, was saying, why have we not had, what I kind of miss, the teen rock and roll high school comedies from the 60s. And so he tasked Alan Arkush and Joe Dante with coming up with a story, and they came up with Disco High, which luckily we did not get. But that did get morphed, and they wanted to have a rock band in it, and they want to have a band in it, and unfortunately both Cheap Trick and Todd Rundgren had to drop out because of scheduling issues. So the late great Paul Bartel, who was playing Mr. McGee, the music teacher in this film, said, "Hey, how about the Ramones?" And hence Rock and Roll High School was born, 1979. Oh my God, this is the funniest high school comedy musical starring the Ramones you'll ever see. PJ Souls plays Riff Randall, a student at Vince Lombardi High, who is the Ramones' biggest fan, and her goal is to get to the Ramones to specifically, I think Joey Ramone is the one she wants to give him her song that she wrote called Rock and Roll High School. And she's joined by her friend Kate Rambeau, played by Day Young. And you also have other people in there, such as Vince Van Patten, son of Dick, as Tom, a freshman who's struggling to get around in school. You have Clint Howard as Eagle Bauer, the coolest guy in school. So when you've got Clint Howard as like the cool guy, you know you're in for something special. And Mary Warnoff plays the evil Principal Togar. This movie is an absolute hoot. And did I mention it is a musical? And it's currently playing on Hoopla, the Criterion channel, so you know it's good because it's Criterion, our friend Tubi, and Canopy, spelled with a K. And of course, like I said, it is loaded with Ramon songs and other songs as well. But how can I not but grace you with the theme song, or at least part of it? I'm not going to do it as well as the Ramones or PJ Souls, who she does her version in them.
You sell yourself short, Paul.
Oh, yeah, there we go. So, rock and roll high school. Well, I don't care about history. Rock and roll high school, because that's not where I want to be. Rock and roll high school. I just want to have some kicks. I just want to get some chicks. Rock and roll high school. And we'll leave it there, because you always want to leave them wanting more. So,
and that's, if anything, right now people want more.
Oh, definitely. It is so much fun. Have you guys seen this? Have you guys seen Rock and Roll High School?
I actually have not. I'm familiar. I mean, I've heard of it. I have not seen it. Although I do want to point out that I would have agreed with your comment about Criterion. Although recently, when they had a sale, I was going through their catalog and I did notice that they have Michael Bay's Armageddon. So I'm not sure if I agree with that comment.
It's not quite the what it used to be, I guess.
It's not quite, but
well, it is really fun. A few years ago, several years back, probably more than a decade, I guess. Alan and I actually we saw PJ Souls at a horror movie convention, and she is still sweet as can be, and she is, especially when Alan's like, I don't know who you are. And she's like, come on, Rock and Roll High School. And he's like, nah. She's like, Stripes, come on. And she's like, come on, the Aunt Jemima treatment and Stripes. And he's like, nah. And she's like, Halloween. He's, oh yeah, I've seen like a million times. Not realizing that he'd only seen the TV version, so he hadn't seen her assets on display. Yeah. Anyway, it was she is very sweet, and it's anyway, great movie.
I believe you can go to our Cabin in the Woods episode to hear that story told by Alan himself.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Never mind. You can edit this out then.
Oh no. This
or
just
not
encourages people. Yeah.
So I will pass it on to you, Zach. What do you have in store for us?
Oh man. Okay. Well, I kind of went back and forth on this. I think I'm going to go a little crazy this time, and you guys can reel me back in if I'm going too far off script here. But I feel like there is an entire area. I mean, like an actual physical area of the video store that we have been ignoring for the duration of this podcast, and I'm talking about the game section. I don't know if you guys were young enough or old enough to remember, going to the video store, and they'd have the game section. They'd have their Super Nintendo and their Genesis games. I'm showing my age when I say that, but so I'm actually going to recommend a game this time, and I'm letting myself do this because it's actually available on basically the equivalent of streaming services. But I'm going to recommend a game by Remedy Games called Control, which is it's a third-person action kind of adventure game where you play a woman who has stumbled upon a mysterious secret government organization which exists to track and take possession of these, I believe they call them paranatural items. They are basically items that have these supernatural abilities. It is by the makers of, like I said, Remedy Games. They made, if anyone has played Alan Wake, it's by the same company. In fact, if you haven't played Alan Wake, you should go play that game and then play this game, Alan Wake being a game that is pretty much the closest thing we will ever get to a Twin Peaks video game. The gameplay is cool. You get to basically, you have these psychic powers that let you pick things up and throw them around, and eventually including like picking up enemies and throwing them around. So it's a hoot. It's got a really cool kind of, if you like SCP or the X-Files or any of that stuff, you'll probably like this game. It is currently available in, I think it's actually in the humble monthly bundle. So I think it's like $12. You get this game and a bunch of other ones. So you can pick it up to own, or you can also get it. It's on Game Pass, which is available for Xbox and Windows 10, I believe. And if you haven't tried Game Pass, you can do like a $1 for the first month deal, which is what I did. So you can go play this game and other stuff for $1. This is like a 15-hour game, so you can finish it pretty quickly. But yeah, so that's my suggestion. Go play Control. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. If you like science fiction movies, if you like science fiction in general or weird fiction, you'll probably like this game. Renee, how about you?
I like it. That sounds good.
It's already on my wish list. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah, you should.
I didn't realize it was. I get a lot of stuff from Humble Bundle and didn't realize it was in their monthly bundle this year. So this month. So maybe we might get to grab it.
I mean, I loved it so much. I completed it on Xbox Game Pass for Windows, and then I actually bought it in the bundle because I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna want to go back and play this again sometime. So I may as well own a copy on Steam.
Cool.
Well, speaking of repeating things, I think my next movie here is one that people should watch 2 times. It is available on YouTube, Pluto, or Tubi. It is a psychological thriller / horror movie, and it is Triangle. It is a 2009 film directed by Christopher Smith, starring Melissa George, Michael Dorman, and Liam Hemsworth even shows up. Melissa George portrays a single mother who goes on a boating trip with some friends, and unfortunately they run into a little bit of trouble and have to board another ship, which turns out to be completely abandoned, or so they think. And this one I really liked as well. It's a good brain bender. It kind of keeps your mind spinning until the end. And like I just said, it's a movie that you could really watch it 2 times and have a good time watching it both times. You just, there's a lot of understanding and you pick up on different elements and things. I just enjoy it. It's a good movie. I recommend it.
I really like Triangle as well. It touches some genres I really love and kind of so yeah, I will second your recommendation on that one as well, because
thank you.
It's really good.
Yeah, it kind of made me realize how much I like one specific genre. I was like, wow, I really do like these.
Yeah, I'll actually suggest a double feature because I love Triangle, but there's also another movie that's actually pretty similar. I believe it's a Spanish movie called Time Crimes,
which is absolutely freaking fantastic. Sorry,
yeah,
I had to jump in like.
That is a good movie. Yeah, it's great.
If you like either of those movies, you should just watch the other one because you'll probably enjoy them both.
I absolutely adore Time Crimes. That is, I love that film.
It's a good thing nobody.
Oh no, I actually just looked it up. Time Crimes is also on Hoopla. So for all you Hoopla fans out there, both of you can enjoy both those movies.
Hey,
that was a dig at Hoopla. I apologize.
I was going to say I've never.
It's free. It's free if your library subscribes to it. Mine doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's right. You've mentioned that.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah,
that is a great
nerds
service.
and their library cards.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks a lot. You know what? I tried to renew mine online. They told me I had to go in. Like, no, defeated the purpose. Anyway, Paul, what's your next pick?
Well, from Rock and Roll High School, because I'm such a rocker that we're sticking with the theme. We're going to go with 1999's Wild Zero. It's currently on YouTube. It stars Guitar Wolf, which is the self-proclaimed coolest band in the world. They are a Japanese rock band. You could say their look is very Ramones-esque with the leather and the sunglasses, and their music is it's sort of they describe their music as jet rock and roll, and it is Ramones with some rockabilly with some God knows what else. It's their own thing, and it's pretty great. But they play themselves, and uh, Masashi Endo plays Ace, their biggest fan, much like PJ Souls. And basically, what happens is a Guitar Wolf runs up against it's both an alien invasion film and a zombie film. And Guitar Wolf, the coolest band in the world, has to basically battle zombies and aliens. So if that doesn't get you, I don't know what will. And if anything, it'll introduce you to Guitar Wolf. Are pretty great. Sadly, Bass Wolf. So Guitar Wolf is made up of Guitar Wolf, Drum Wolf, and Bass Wolf. And sadly, Bass Wolf did pass away in 2002. But they're still performing. Well, not Bass Wolf, but the rest of the band. And yeah, it's pretty great. So I do want to say, do not be tempted to watch Rock and Roll High School Forever, which is a sequel reboot, God knows what, with Corey Feldman. Just
Oh my God.
yeah, no. Go for the original with that one.
I feel like Feldman. No, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that does it for this episode. I would mention one other thing. If you have HBO Max, you should absolutely watch Mad Max Fury Road, and then you should listen to our full-length episode, which is dropping the Friday after this episode comes out. So it's going to be on March 19th. And spoiler, we talked about it for so long, we actually went for 2 full episodes, but don't let that scare you, because there's a lot of good, entertaining conversation in there. So check out Mad Max Fury Road and the rest of the Mad Max movies, or actually the 2 of the other 3 Mad Max movies on HBO Max, and then listen to us talk about those movies for endlessly. I think that pretty much does it. And in what is now our regular outro, I think, Paul, would you like to sing us out?
Yeah, I'll sing with the second verse of Rock and Roll High School.
Which, by the way, I edit the song in every time, and now we get copyright claims on all of them. So apparently we can never monetize these videos as long as we do it, which is crushing, because I'm sure we would have made a lot of money out of the 8 people that watch them. But sorry,
I think you can get by with it if you cut a shorter amount in. Just let me sing longer. And then
no, I think I'd prefer not to make any money. Anyways, take it away, Paul.
All right. Well, the girls out there knock me out, rock and roll high school, cruising around in the
And to recap our picks for this weekend, Renee chose The Babysitter, which is a Netflix exclusive, and Triangle, which is available on Roku, Hoopla, Vudu, Tubi, Popcorn Flicks, and FilmRise. Paul rocked out with Rock and Roll High School, which is currently available on Hoopla, Criterion Channel, Tubi, and Canopy, and Wild Zero, which is a YouTube exclusive. Not really, but it's just not available anywhere other than YouTube. And I chose Akira, which is available on Hulu and Funimation, and the game Control, which can currently be played on Xbox Game Pass for Xbox or Windows 10, or you can pick it up in the Humble Choice monthly bundle for $12. It's a great game. Go play it.